Welcome to another super episode of Film Fanatics. I'm movie critic Bruce Bennett. And to my right is...
Adam Mast with Cinemast.net. Let's talk about Captain America Civil War right now, shall we?
Let's talk about it. All right, it's the third in the series of the Captain America franchise.
We get to see some new sides of our favorite heroes, but I feel like they all get their moment to shine.
Well, of course
I really
do.
do.
Because it's a 2.5-hour movie.
Oh, come on. Batman versus Superman was 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
and it
that's
felt
true.
like the way that they threw in the superheroes in that movie was completely uninteresting.
Well, you're comparing those two movies. I have higher hopes for the Captain America franchise because of the people involved.
Did you not like this movie?
I think it's two movies.
I think they're both
very
good.
exposition heavy, a lot of shaky camera, hand-to-hand combat. And then the second movie, which is a great movie, the finish, the last hour of this movie, and I think maybe the turning point is when Ant-Man, Paul Rudd, kicks in.
Who's fantastic, by the way.
Look, I want to say, I know you know a lot of super people, so thanks for thanking of me.
I really like the movie. We should talk about the big sequence at the airport, which is a sequence that everybody's talking about.
Right.
That is loads of fun, and one of the things that I really liked about it, there are stakes, but you get a sense that these heroes don't actually want to kill each other. They want to show each other who's boss. So they're very careful to walk that line. I definitely like the movie more than you did. Do I think it's the greatest superhero movie ever made?
No.
No, but I absolutely thought it was fantastic.
Speaking of the greatest superhero movie ever
Perfect
made.
segue,
Yes,
isn't it?
Exactly. And I say see this movie, by the way. See Ant-Man.
Absolutely
We
see
agree.
it. In fact, IMAX, if given an opportunity.
Right.
It's painted on a huge scale, but there's an intimate story at the center.
Since this is a super episode, we decided that we are going to give you our rankings of the top 5 superhero movies of all time.
I love this, and we love putting these lists.
Want me to go
together.
first, or you want me to
They're
go
irrelevant, but I'm gonna throw it over to you.
My number 5 is Captain America, the First Avenger from 2011.
Interesting.
And number 4 is Dark Knight. You know, Dark Knight and my number 3 film came out in the same year. My number 3 film is Iron Man. And I have to say, when those two films came out first, I was drawn into The Dark Knight, especially because of Heath Ledger's performance.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But I find myself really loving Iron Man more. So that's why I came into number 3. Number 2, I think, is the best superhero film made in the last 20 years, and that is The Avengers, 2012. Not only the most action-packed, but the funniest superhero
And again,
film.
we just mentioned in Civil War, all the characters are given a moment to shine. That film tenfold.
And my number 1, and I may be stealing a little bit of your thunder because I know how you feel about this film.
You son of a...
1978 Superman. It set the bar then. Nothing has exceeded it. I was out of the country when it happened.
Remember the tag?
Yes.
You will believe a man can fly.
Yes.
And we still do.
Of course, it's very emotional because of Christopher Reeve.
Yes.
A great score, a great story, a great backstory, a great finish. So I'm sorry to steal your thunder.
It's
because
great.
I have
And
a feeling it's on your list.
obviously, there are going to be some repeaters. I thought I would go a little unconventional with my number 5, and I'm going with Unbreakable from M. Night Shyamalan, which I say it's a cheat because it's not actually a superhero comic book adaptation, but it's a very interesting take on superhero mythology. It's dark. It has a great performance by Bruce Willis as a man who is no longer depressed when he finds his true calling in life, and I absolutely love it. Number 4, another repeater, The Avengers, and I agree. You said everything. I don't really have anything to add. I just think it's absolutely outstanding. My number 3 is Spider-Man 2. I think it took everything that worked in the first movie and completely amped it up. Tobey Maguire's got more depth in the second movie. The villain, Doc Ock, played by Alfred Molina, is much more interesting because he's a tragic, kind of like a Frankenstein's monster. And Sam Raimi directed the crap out of it. My number 2 is The Dark Knight. I mean, Heath Ledger, one for the ages, phenomenal. Christopher Nolan directs the movie more like it uses terrorism as a backdrop, so it's very kind of reality based. But it also has a feel more akin to something like The Godfather or Heat. It's a big sweeping crime thriller, and I absolutely loved it. Number 1, you bastard, you stole my thunder, as you said.
Couldn't help it.
Richard Donner's Superman. For all the reasons you said, but I do want to point out further just how great Christopher Reeve is. In fact, I maintain that his casting is the pinnacle of superhero casting. I think it's probably the best cast superhero, and that's saying a lot. So before we go, I do want to mention that speaking of superheroes, he's not a superhero, but he's an 80s icon that we all love. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is coming back to theaters. 2 days only.
I'm taking the day off. Now get dressed and come on over.
30th anniversary of John Hughes's classic comedy. If you haven't seen it, I would be shocked if you haven't seen it. It's going to be playing in theaters on May 15th and May 18th. nationwide. We encourage everyone to go see it. It's
fun.
fantastic. You need to see it in a theater with a big crowd. It's just, I think it's a classic. Go see it.
Agreed. Very good. Another super episode of Film Fanatics, brought to you by St. George News. I'm Bruce Bennett, movie critic with MadAboutMovies.org.
And I'm Adam Mast with Cinemast.net.
And we're Film Fanatics.
Are you? Yeah. I really liked Captain America.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sounds like you liked
maybe
the
I was
movie.
just let down by Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, sure.